Today, Le Bains Douches by 1978, Le Bains Douches. That's the best I can do for now. Little color of the juice. There we go. I'm also wearing Dancing in the Rain by Solstice Scents. I'm Brandon, Therapeutic Fragrance. I'm glad you clicked on the channel. I'm glad you're here watching my fragrance journey, watching me battle through compositions, just studying compositions right now, going through as many perfumes as I can put my nose on, strategically choosing different notes, houses, different accords that are built, and put it all online for you guys. Check out the review, guys. Thanks for being here. All right, this was launched in 2018, $238 for 140 ml. We're under $2 an ml. Le Bains Guerbois by 1978, Le Bains Douches. I'm going 50-50 on this one, down the middle, masculine, feminine, out of France. The bottles, beautiful. They look French. They're circular with a bunch of edges and nimbles and whatnot. I'll put them up right now or during the video sometime to check them out. Definitely a great presentation. Bernard Duchefort is the nose behind this, 4.25 out of 5 on Fragrantica. Notes on this one are Yuzu, bitter orange, whiskey, davana, clary sage, rose, heliotrope, blonde tobacco, myrrh, mate, amber, cedar, patchouli. Tea-based a little bit. Second mate fragrance, I put my nose on with the concoction of the mate. Smells natural. Who knows? Let's get into this a little bit. Paris, 1978, another endless night in one of the world's wildest nightclubs. Follow its powdery scent downstairs. It's a Negroni Yuzu for her and a whiskey sage for me. Ribbons of Tabasco smoke weave their magic, leaning on the cedarwood bar. I watch her moving that dance floor. Wafts of myrrh, vanilla, patchouli, and oriental rose go to my head. Though I close my eyes for a second, the Bains Douches never sleeps. A note from the brand. There you go. There's your review from the brand. Little picture. Some people don't like pictures. I love mental pictures. I get where they're coming with that. Right when I put this on, I got a memory jogged that I haven't had since it happened, or at least I don't remember it. When I went to graduate school, they had an event to check out the school. It was in a high-rise in downtown Portland, and they were showing all the bells and whistles. Back then, it was a big deal to have the windows that opened and closed automatically. They were showing, they showed everything, the high-end video presentation, which was a big deal back then, as projectors were just starting on the scene, and all this and that. The smell reminds me of that night. I smelled something like that night. It's fun that fragrances do that. I'll just share it here for you guys. Definitely a story for another day. Let's get into the nose. The opening brings me back to the reception of that night. This fragrance journey is beyond amazing. I can't put it into words. I never thought I was going to go down all these paths and what it's jogged, the science of the nose, the science of smell, and evoking so much passion, thought, a heart from notes that are put into a bottle. I didn't think it would happen. I had no clue. It's all accident. Yes, I smell things and think they're pleasant all the time. I mention them all the time on the channel, on my bike rides, hiking, and whatnot. And you want to capture those scents. And people are capturing them and putting them to the bottles. And I'm finding it. And it's pulling up these memories I've had. Good memories. Always good memories. Almost always good memories. I don't know if the brain does that on purpose or not, but I'm not a scientist. I'm not a chemist. I don't study the brain. I would geek out with somebody that did, and I would love to. It's been an amazing journey doing this. Thank goodness whiskey does not come across really strong. It's hardcore whiskey without the bourbon, without the age. It's just a hardcore note that I do not care for. My grandpa drank a whiskey every morning and every evening, and it's just a smell that's not pleasant to me. I don't know if that's why. It's just hardcore Canadian Club whiskey. I just do not like the note at all. Bourbon, aged bourbon, you get into that stuff, I love it, just not that whiskey note. This is played out soft, like I'm sitting across the room. You can smell it in the air. That's fine for me as long as I don't have to put my nose up to the glass, which it's not, thank goodness. The davana takes the edge off of the whiskey. I'm just getting used to this note. I can smell there's a different note there. I'm assuming it's the davana, and it just a floral aromatic on top of the whiskey. Sweeten up the booze note a little bit, and then yuzu comes in as another aromatic. The davana just sweetens up the whiskey a bit as it is aromatized by yuzu and sage. No hints of rose on top. Always like to mention that for rose haters. Just kidding. I know there's some out there, but no rose in the first hour at all. And I always emphasize rose throughout the fragrance because it's one of those notes that, like a patchouli, it's just one of the notes that just some people do not like. So I try to emphasize it in my reviews. The next transition in, we get a little bit of amber. We sweeten up the fragrance a little more. I can smell the myrrh against it. Heliotrope and rose start to settle into the heart of the fragrance. Again, this is just why you can't use a test strip. You're not going to get these transitions on a test strip or in a first 30 minutes of wearing it if you're planning to buy that way on a counter. Just wear the fragrances and see how they change and make sure you like them, because the top is not what the bottom is. It changes. The changes were crazy. I wish I could figure out this video thing to take you guys throughout my day of a wearing of the fragrance as I have thoughts towards them. It would be way more dramatic and powerful because I'm amazed at how much this thing changed like no other, from just that bar whiskey room into all of a sudden a sweet floral, a little bit of rose dying off. What a transition. I again wish I could figure out how to video all day long and wear it without getting in the way of my day. GoPro I don't think really works, but I wish I could figure that out. That'd be a lot funner for reviews. The softest of tobacco shows up as we start to move to dry down. Just a light and airy summer tobacco. The kind of cigars that are my least favorite to smoke, but most pleasing to people. When people usually say they don't mind cigar smoke, almost always it's a blonde tobacco cigar that somebody's smoking, not a Maduro or a darker cigar, a red tobacco cigar. Those just richer, darker smell to them. Moving fully into the dry down, patchouli and cedar show up as all whiskey notes fade completely. Turns a bit fresh, which is not what I'm going for in this kind of fragrance, this dark fragrance. Again, surprised that the boozy kind of dark opening, sweet opening, touch of flowers, and now we're moving into this totally sweet fragrance on the skin. Amazing transition and magicry going on here. The dry down's very, very familiar to me. Patchouli, whatever synthetic they're using there, doesn't blow out at all. A lot of people find this pleasing. I'm just, when I go for a boozy dark tobacco or even light tobacco fragrance, I'm not looking for any fresh notes at all. Personally, overall, I think a lot of people will like these transitions from top, part, and base. The very end of it has a nice amber dry down. Amazingly, almost a fourth change completely here. Everything fades and you're left with a vanilla smell on your. Everything's gone. Vanilla's left for an hour, 90 minutes. Be longer for you guys on that just full transforming. I mean, if Transformers had a scent or a perfumery, they'd call this perfumer. It transformed like nothing I've seen. Yeah, 4 major transitions in this fragrance. Amazing for that. Overall, great fragrance. Transitions are great. I could see owning a decant of this and having fun with it on soft nights out. Especially, when you want that sweet ending and you might be around kids at the end of the night. Good overall fragrance for that kind of thing. Scoring on the Bains Douches. Addictiveness, 13 out of 15. Projection and sillage, 4 out of 5. Longevity of 4 out of 5. Composition, a 20 out of 25. Ingredients and price to ml, 15 out of 25. A little spendy on this. Top, heart, and base. The top, 10 out of 10. Heart, 4 out of 5. The base, a 6 out of 10. Total score of 76. Decant this. Where do I see getting this? Night out with your significant other, picking up the kids after for sure. All year long. Who do I see wearing this one? Julien Alaphilippe. Anybody? Anybody know? Without looking on Google? I'll be impressed. How many sprays? 3 to 5. Guys, that's it. Le Bon Jour Boy. Peace out, guys. Be blessed.